Welcome to the Transparent FX Academy. I'm Nick, and I'm a top author in TradingView with over 190k reputation points. This will be a very important tutorial, so make sure that you stick throughout the end of the video without skipping any parts. And without further ado, let's jump straight onto the charts. The topic of this tutorial is trading psychology. More importantly, how I mastered my own trading psychology. And this will be very important for you as a trader and in your development as a trader. Probably you already noticed that, because this is one of the things that most traders are actually struggling with. Either they're taking revenge trades, they're taking trades that after, like let's say you take a trade and then a few hours later, when you have calmed down, you look back at it again, you noticed, okay, actually I have acted in an impulsive way and I actually let emotions take control of me because maybe I was in a drawdown, maybe I had over leverage. There are 1,000 reasons, and we don't have to go into the details on why people do this. And in general, humans have emotions, and most people do not know how to control their emotions. But this video will give you a solution to that. And I think a solution that most people should actually pay attention to and really actually act on it. Because what I'm about to show you will solve your problems when it comes to trading psychology. Most people, when they're trading, maybe they even have a profitable strategy. They have a strategy which in theory actually even works. So let's say, for example, there is a period of time, we can say, let's take 5 years, okay, or 10 years. We take 10 years of market data, and there is a strategy that works, okay? And I will also show you one of my strategies, but just for the sake of this mental experiment, okay? Let's take a period of 10 years and say there is a strategy which works if we run it on that 10-year of price action, okay? It has a very specific set of rules and it works. Now, as a trader, if you are trading that exact strategy, there are so many ways in which you can make that strategy, which in theory, if we run it from a backtesting perspective, actually would work. There are so many reasons for which, as a trader, there is a high probability that actually you will end up trading the strategy unprofitably, even though the strategy actually worked on that 10 years of data, because there is a very high probability that you might actually not execute the strategy as the rules of the strategy are actually supposed to be executed. Because at some point you might be emotional, you might take trades which are outside of the rules of the strategy, you might not manage positions as they're supposed to be managed by the rules of the strategy. You might be sleeping when there is a setup, and when you're backtesting that, actually the market, if you were awake, you would have taken that trade. So now your actual real executions compared to the backtest on that exact same period, for sure already would have been very, very, very different, which means that also the results would have been very different. And considering that most of the times mistakes in the execution of the strategy give a worse outcome than not making mistakes, there is a very high probability that even though a strategy is actually profitable, a trader, which is not meant to be executing a strategy only I would say, I know I'm a bit biased on this, but I would say especially at the beginning, a trader should not be trading manually. And this might seem crazy because almost everyone is trading manually. You know that probably you guys watching me, you are probably trading manually. And I know that is a bit harsh take, but most of you should be automating your strategies. And this, as a first thing, would first of all give you the possibility to be way more accurate in your backtesting of your strategies. And secondly, it will eliminate the problem of emotions because your strategies would be able to run in an automated way. Because keep in mind, if there is a strategy, and I will be taking as an example my strategy for trading gold. Now, if I have a strategy, my own strategies have a very clear set of rules. When it comes to strategy in general, you have to be very specific when you're trading a strategy, whether you're trading it manually or you're trading it in an automated way with an EA, it doesn't matter. The rules should be very, very clear. So let's say that there is a rule that says, okay, if the market does this, then I buy. My entry is here. My stop loss is here. This is how I manage the position. If this happens, I do this. If this other happens, I do that. Everything should be very, 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 very precisely pinned down. Now, that is a real strategy. How much you're risking, where is your stop loss, where is your take profit, how you're managing the position. All these things make up the rules of a strategy. If there is a real strategy, meaning that there is a clear set of rules that can always be automated, okay? And how do you do that? Well, you do that, for example, the most popular platform in the world is MT4 and MT5. And those became so popular because it is so easy to automate strategies using the MQL4 and MQL5 programming languages. And there is so much resources out there that you can easily learn how to do that. And that is obviously something that is also taught in the mentorship program, how to completely automate your strategies. And that will give you the possibility to be very accurate in your back testing, and most importantly, to execute the strategies 24/7, which is impossible for a human to do because you have to sleep, you have a life, and most importantly, without emotions. Because again, a same strategy, even if it works, executed by a human, there's a high probability that unless you're hyper disciplined and anyway you don't sleep or something, or it's a strategy that is supposed to be traded only during the day, there is a high probability that anyway, because of emotions, if you're not super disciplined, you will anyway manage to trade it unprofitably because you will make mistakes in the executions of your own rules, the rules of the strategy. So, for example, I have a strategy for gold. The same exact strategy, I could trade it manually. This is a strategy which has a clear set of rules, okay? And I could trade that strategy manually. Why I'm not trading it manually? Because, for example, this strategy for gold is a strategy which the EA which trades it is monitoring the market 24/7. That is impossible for a human to do. Secondly, I could make mistakes. I could be busy doing something else. There is a setup. I'm not behind the charts to take it. I don't want to be all the time behind the charts. I want to be behind the charts, maybe most of the times developing new strategies, looking for new ways to expand my portfolio of strategies. I don't want to be trading them if I can program an algorithm to trade them for me, okay? So let's take here an example. Let me open here my MT4 or MT5. I have it for both versions. It doesn't really matter. And let me show you. This is my gold sniper strategy. And I have coded an algorithm using the MQL4 and also MQL5 languages to trade this strategy. Now, again, this strategy runs 24/7, so it would be impossible for me as a trader to execute all the trades and most importantly, to execute the strategies precisely as the EA would do, because I have to sleep, I have a life. It would be impossible. Plus, I have other 6 strategies running on the same account together with this one. So again, I would basically need to be all day and all night inside of a room in order to trade as my EAs are doing. I would need to be all day and all night inside of a room with at least 7 monitors, each and every one of them showing at least few time frames, and I should not, it would be impossible. Okay. You're already picturing the idea. It's basically impossible. And I should also be monitoring like almost every tick. It would be impossible. So let's see here how powerful the automation of strategies can be. Because again, what we're about to do now is once you have automated the strategy, then you can backtest that strategy. And you can do that very, very quickly. I will now run over more than 10 years of data very, very quickly. Okay, so I opened here my MT5 instead of MT4 because simply it is quicker for backtesting. So let's start. Everything is the same. It's basically just a new platform. Let me start here the backtest to show you the power of automating your strategy, you will see now thousands of trades all executed. And this gives you the possibility throughout your building of the strategy, the possibility to run your rules over historical data over and over and over again, perfecting your strategies, which is something that when it comes to manually executing and building something like this would be very, very different. Like, we're speaking here about already hundreds and hundreds of orders opened, closed, managed, and building a strategy and refining it manually would take basically years. Okay, with automation, you can do this much quicker, and most importantly, you can do this much more precisely. And that will also give you, at the end of the process, already your algorithm ready, which you can then plug in on your MT4 or MT5, already integrated, because that is the beauty. And that is why MT4 and MT5 are so popular, because they're the best platforms for developing EAs. Not because they're simple, like there are hundreds of platforms. The reason MT4 and MT5 are so popular is because they're so good when it comes to building your strategies on them. There is no other reason for which they're so good. So as you can see, you can build something directly in it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to fix your emotion. The solution is automate. All this free education and analysis that you see me share on YouTube is actually just the tip of the iceberg. If you want to learn more, I really suggest that you head over to the website linked in description, and you will be brought to my website. Here, I really put together the best trading program on the planet. You can gain access to all my courses from the really basics of charting to the more advanced topics like building portfolios of automated strategies using the MQL programming languages, building portfolios of strategies, and much more. You have the possibility to gain access to the TradingStation software with the Telegram notification integrations, one-on-one mentoring directly with me, the CO2 data software, which often you see me use in my free analysis. And this is our all-in-one program. So you gain access to everything immediately. You gain access to all my EAs. So essentially you have access to my strategies, which you can then personalize to your own preferences. You gain access to the trading show. And here you basically can see the presentation of each and every one of my EAs. So each and every one of my strategies, which you will have access to. You gain access to the trading show, which is essentially a live stream of all trades as they're happening on my account. So opened, closed, managed, everything in real time. And if you continue to scroll down past the testimonials, you will see that you have the possibility to join and gain automatically access with the email and password that you will create during the sign up process. So I really suggest that you go and check it out. The link is in the description, and I will see you in it.